and delegates. My name is Dr. Kanishk Siddhartha. I am senior resident in the Department of Thoracic Surgery, NITRD, and I will be coordinating today's pre-lunch sessions. I welcome all of you on the occasion of Midterm Thoracic CME 2022, organized by ISCTS and National Institute of Tuberculosis and Respiratory Diseases, New Delhi. So without further delay, we will be starting our first session. Our first session will be focusing on tuberculosis. I humbly invite Dr. Ajay Verma on the stage as a chairperson for the session. Dr. Ajay Verma is MD Microbiology and PhD in Respiratory Medicine. And Dr. Sani sir, chest specialist and head of the Department of Pulmonary Oncology, NITRD. Welcome, sir. I would also request Dr. Han-Sewang Kim to kindly come upon a stage for his talk on imperative program for addressing latent tuberculosis infection, novel latent tuberculosis diagnostic tool. Dr. Kim is a pioneer in the field of biomedical engineering, and he has worked in the research and development department of Boditech. Dr. Kim. Yeah, kindly come.
Can I start?
साउंड तो नहीं आ रहा. Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, everyone. On the behalf of the Indian Association of Cardiovascular Thoracic Surgery, National Institute of Tuberculosis and Respiratory Disease, I, Dr. Ajay Verma, the chairperson of this session, and my senior colleague, Dr. Sani, we will host for this session, and the presenter is Mr. Han-Sewang Kim. He is from the South Korea and Seoul. Basically, he is by qualification biomedical engineer. So he is an engineering graduate, and he is currently working in one of the industry which is related with the biomedical instrument development. And he is involved with the newer instrument and the development of the newer instrument related with the TB and TB diagnosis. So his talk will be related with one of the instrument which is help in the TB diagnosis, and not the TB diagnosis, it is related with the latent TB diagnosis. As per the goal National Tuberculosis Elimination Program, now the latent tuberculosis also come in the light, where the eradication or control of the TB not only managed by the TB diagnosis or active TB treatment, but also taking care of the latent TB infection. So, and they are the pioneer in making all this type of the activity. And what the, just I am giving the brief of the talk, like latent TB diagnosis, which is earlier also it has been diagnosed, but it was diagnosed with a different module, like it was based on the ELISA method, but because of this industry they have make some innovation, make some changes in the diagnosis, and they will discuss about that. Apart from that, they are involved in the other diagnostic also, like they have developed the COVID test also, respiratory syncytial virus, streptococcus, all these are the things they have developed. So now I request Dr. Haksang Kim to start their talks. And before that, I would like to thank our director, Dr. Ravindra Diwan. He joined with us. So thank you, sir. And we will start the session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Now, Haksang Kim, please.
Okay. Thank you for Verma. Thank you for Verma for a brief introduction. Hello, I am Haksang Kim from Baritech Med marketing team. Thank you to everyone for this conference. I would like to introduce our remarkable item since the COVID-19 pandemic. This item is for latent TB. The content consists of largely three parts. First, the situation of TB in COVID-19 pandemic. Second, importance of latent TB diagnostics. Lastly, I will deal with Baritech IGRA TB packages. As you all know, even though it is a TB disease which is preventable and treatable, 10 million people are infected with TB every year. Among them, 1.5 million people die from TB every year. And it is a world-leading cause of death from the infectious disease. And most people with TB live in low and middle income countries, but TB exists all over the world. As a result, the WHO, as well as the other many health organizations, are fighting against TB. To explain WHO anti-TB strategy as the most important example, by 2025, compared to 2015 baseline, the TB incidence rate is expected to reduce by 50%, and the number of TB deaths is expected to reduce by 75%. And by 2035, the TB incidence rate and the number of TB deaths will have been almost zero. However, according to the TB report 2022 by WHO, if you check how much progress has been made compared to 2025 goal, TB incidence rate and the number of TB deaths are achieved only 10% and 5.9% respectively. There are 3 years left until 2025. However, but why is the progress so slow? COVID-19 has played a big part in this goal. Looking at the impact of COVID-19 on the TB epidemics, there are lack of personal protective equipment due to the rapid outbreak of COVID-19 in these early days. And more people stayed at home, so increased the impact people in the family. And fewer health facility visits, so reduced and delayed in treatment and testing. And TB funding is diverted to COVID-19, so lacked resources to conduct TB research. Accordingly, in 2020, the number of diagnosed has decreased significantly due to the collapse of healthcare facility. Of this, India has been hit the hardest. And globally, the number of TB deaths increased for the first time in 10 years. In 2021, the number of diagnosed partially recovered as the COVID-19 situation improved. And India has also partially recovered and globally, the number of TB deaths still increased due to the COVID-19 aftermath. How can we solve this problem? Looking at the WHO anti-TB strategy, it provides unified response to ending TB, death, disease, and suffering as shown in the picture. It built on three strategic pillars underpinned by four key principles. The key here is TB prevention, and TB elimination is still achievable. Looking at the actions to impact to achieve 2025 goal, we effectively use the tools to combat TB and reduce the global TB incidence rate from 1.5% to 10% per year, and move toward 2035 goal with better diagnostics, including new point-of-care tests. New tools, including LTBI, latent TB infection screening, can be used to further reduce TB incidence. So far, we have looked at TB situation and WHO and the TB strategy. From now on, let's take a closer look at the importance of latent TB diagnosis. According to the WHO statistics, 25% of world population are infected with latent tuberculosis, and about 5 to 10% of these people will develop TB disease. This can be expressed as an iceberg. Active TB is just tip of iceberg, and real problem is hidden below. We cannot end TB unless we solve the real problem that can lead to active TB accordingly. Controlling the latent TB is important and key. But why not know this importance? This importance may be difficult to recognize due to the following characteristic. TB is largely divided into latent TB and active TB. Latent TB has no symptoms and cannot be detected by general TB diagnosis, such as X-ray, PCR, culture, and it's not contagious. As a result, many people do not consider it very dangerous. However, this kind of thinking makes it possible to develop into active TB later. And many groups are at higher risk, not just health people. First, let's take an example of COVID-19 has occurred tremendously worldwide. Latent TB patient is infected with COVID-19. Latent TB can be converted into the active TB, which can lead to fatal